Welcome. Today's topics are: Robert from FECORE didn't like a video I made about him and Taboo making a silly laser test. And the second topic: Kyle Adam and his wife for the third episode in row. And then it's photography. Today I will have a look at sport photography. And in the end we have the end as usual. Okay, let's start with the first flat earth fool. Some weeks ago I made a video about the silly laser test performed by Taboo Coneprice and his friend Robert. And now Robert turned up in the comments section to that video, and he's not impressed at all about that video. So I'm letting Icy read his comment. It's quite long, but I think it's quite funny too.
OMG. Laughing so hard. I am Robert Scott of FECORE. So Arctic Reflections debunks an observation by talking? That's it, just talking? Saying something with no evidence is called hearsay. In more clear language, a claim with zero evidence is called bullshit. Hearsay holds no weight in any court, and here in the court of opinion anyone who is swayed by words without any foundation is not using their brain. Arctic Reflections says a perfectly symmetrical image on a flat surface which impossible on anything with any degree of curvature has something to do with scale. Really? You think that is provable using any known physics? You don't dare use even one example in physics where your BS holds, because there is none. Arctic reflections claims refraction causes the laser to bend downward in absolute perfection to exactly match the theoretical convexity of water on a 25,000-mile circumference ball, and it does it every single time in all conditions. It did it when I was in Balaton, Hungary, February 2018. It did it when others from FECORE were in the Netherlands, April 2018 at sea level. It did it again in January 2020 at Wendover, Utah, when I saw with my eyes a laser 25 miles away on land at the exact same elevation. Then again in January 2021 at the Great Salt Lake when Ben and I saw both lasers from 21 miles at 4,200 feet elevation, and then again March 2021 at 5,900 feet across Bear Lake, 18.83 miles. Wow, bending exactly, to the foot, following a pretended ball surface in cold weather, warm weather, in Europe, the US, various locations, altitudes from 0 to 5,900 feet, over freshwater lakes, saltwater lakes, ocean bays, and level roads, that refraction always in all circumstances follows 8 inches per mile squared. Arctic refraction show us an example of a laser in over water, over more than 3 miles, at night, where it is proved to bend downward. Show the beam bending downward or shut your lying face.
First of all, should I be impressed that you are a part of FECORE, or are you trying to scare me? Because I know you like to try to sue people in court that don't think you're doing a great job. I'm standing by my thoughts about FECORE. It's a fake organization that don't manage to prove anything. But if you want to sue me, you're welcome. I'm a Swedish citizen living in Norway. Good luck in court if you want to take that road again. Let's listen on a bit from the video where Robert really shows what a scientist he is.
Okay, here we are. This is Bear Lake. From that end down to that end behind the hill here, there are so many proofs that lake is flat. Let's zoom in on one of them right now. You see the far shoreline, and you see the exact mirror of the mountains? That cannot happen on anything other than a flat surface. If there was a curve, that would all be distorted.
And yes, Robert, this clearly shows that you don't understand the scale and how big the world is, because the lake is not so big and the shadows or the reflections of the mountains are not so big, so that the curvature would have any impact on what you're seeing. So this proves that you have no understanding about scale. And me using a laser, I don't own a laser, I have no interest in owning one, but you don't need to. Laser is light. Light refracts, and it have been proven time after time. But this time I will do something different. I will ask my followers to debunk the original video. I will link in the description Taboo's original video and my debunk video. I will publish a reply to Robert in 2 weeks' time on the Friday on. And if you want to help, write a comment, make a short video, contact me on Discord. I hope that someone wants to debunk this rubbish. The 23rd of April you will have a reply video, Robert. I hope you will like it. And then over to the next subject. Yes, it's him again, Kyle Adams and his wife. And this time it's an even stupider topic than before. Flat Earth biology. Oh, let's have a look at its madness.
Welcome to Flat Earth Biology. As we know, biology is the study of life, or more specifically, it is the science of life, or living matter in all of its forms and phenomena, especially with reference to origin, growth, reproduction, structure, and behavior.
Alright, so what is Flat Earth Biology?
Flat Earth Biology is biology that is brought to you by the Flat Earth Institute of Science. That means it is held to the standard of making claims based on observation and experimentation. Please also keep in mind, this is a school where it is okay for us to talk about more than one subject. And for the really picky people out there, please keep in mind, Earth science consists of multiple topics, such as geology, oceanography, meteorology, astronomy, and ecology. And biology fits hand in hand with ecology. Ecology is the branch of biology dealing with the relations and interactions between organisms and their environment.
I think Kyle and his wife misunderstood some things. Science don't mean to be a science denier, which you both are. I have been at your debate board and looked at it all. So it's a different biology on a flat Earth than in the real globe world. Why is that? In this video, Kyle and his wife promotes upcoming episodes, so he don't give an answer to this question. But I'm pretty sure that we will end up in a creationist discussion, that the Earth is only some thousand years old and Darwin was wrong. We'll follow this with interest. And as usual, they will not have any kind of proof for their claims. For instance, if you look at his claims about ISS, basically what's he saying? He don't believe it exists, but he haven't bothered to look into the facts, to look up in the sky at night and see ISS passes. Oh dear. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Today's topic is to take sport photos, and I will give some advice what you should think of with different types of sports. The examples I have today are from two winter sports. It's cross-country skiing and it's ice hockey. When I take photos, I usually do the most of the settings manual and don't trust the automatics. I will give some examples on these sport pictures, and I also try to tell you how I was thinking when I took the picture. Okay, the first four pictures are from the World Cup in cross-country skiing, and this picture is on Therese Johaug, a Norwegian skier who is the best female cross-country skiing in the world for the moment. As you see, it was full sunlight, so the ISO was nothing I had to worry about, and this first picture is quite straightforward and is no problem to take on full automatic. This picture is also on Teresa and is also quite straightforward and easy to take. And as you see, I choose to go closer on her to show more of the face, a fighting face. But all in all, it's a very simple picture to take. This picture is on a famous Swedish skier, Charlotte Kalla. And here I was using a manual shutter speed because I wanted to get drama in the picture with freezing the snow from the sticks. So here I had to think a bit more than the pictures before. But this is also quite an easy picture to take. This picture is of Dario Colonia, a Swiss male skier, and this is more advanced to take. I talked about it in an earlier episode. I'm using a long shutter speed and I'm following him with the camera while I taking pictures. That's why I blur the public and the background, and Dario is quite sharp but not fully sharp, and this is to get the effect that is going insanely fast. This is a technique that I use often, for instance when I take photos for motorsports and so on. And you're yours. Why don't you try this when you take pictures of your corgis? I look forward to seeing the result. Okay, now it's time for ice hockey. Indoor sports is quite hard to take photos for, and I will give some reasons about that and some tips and tricks about it. The first problem is lighting. So often you have to use quite high ISOs, and for that reason you can get very grainy images. So it's important to have knowledge about how high ISO can you use on your camera and still get good quality on your pictures, and then set the ISO manual so it's not going up crazy high and so on. The other thing with lighting is white balance, because often in indoors arenas it's a mixture of lights. So try to set it manual. When I take photos of ice hockey, I use the ice, so I take a picture on the ice and then white balance the camera. Look in your manual for your camera how you can do this on your own camera. Always when I take sport photos, I choose to adjust the shutter speed manual, and I have a fixed ISO, and I often let the adapter be automatic adjusted by the camera. A setting I always have on my cameras is that I don't activate the autofocus on the trigger button. I assign another button on the camera, and I will show why I do it this way. On this picture I set the focus on the two players celebrating a goal, and suddenly another player is skating in front of the camera, and I have the finger on the trigger, but because of that I have preset the focus, the camera don't react on the player skiing in front of my camera. So if you had the autofocus on the trigger and is ready to take the picture, the player in front of me would have ruined this shot. So if it's close that one team makes a goal, I pre-focus on the goalie and wait for the situation or the shot, and I never miss the goal that way. This was a quick one about sport photography, and this knowledge you also can use with other types of photos. Your children running fast, your dog running fast, or your neighbor's lovely car. I will go into more to depth in some members videos later this spring. Okay, let's move on to the next subject. And then we are at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have interest in helping me debunking FECORE, Robert, and the laser nonsense. So in 2 weeks' time I will publish a video about that laser test again. Hope if you want to help me. And that was all for this time. I will be back on Monday. Have a nice weekend all.